sense as to why the boat would be rocked that much for any reason. I understand there'll be, obviously, if they'll sell one day, I'm sure, and it just makes no sense that the opportunity is there to at least go for another year, if not another 3, to pull the plug like it is. But, what do we know, I suppose?
With your BSCDA hat on now, what could you do as a driver base to move, to aid this situation? What could you do to sort this out? I mean, I have seen things online today saying, let's get a drivers cooperative together and buy out the stadium and all this kind of... I'm not going to say... whenever there is a thing like this, that people do come up with random ideas, people come up with random theories, and, it will take a week or so for this all to die down and the truth to come out. But what can the BSCDA do to ensure, obviously, the future of racing in the Midlands and in Brisca F1?
Yeah, good question. It's a tough one to answer because obviously there's certain things going on behind the scenes at the moment. What the BSCDA can do is give anybody's full backing that wants to try and run something at the stadium. We've got our British Championship next year. That's a championship that the BSCDA helped decide where it goes to. Obviously, we chose Coventry because we thought, again, it might be the last year and it would be a good meeting to have at the stadium. So that meeting would get its full support. You'd have well in excess of 60 drivers, of course you would. For the Coventry British, it would be a great event. There's obviously a lot of support that the drivers will give in terms of promoting any events there. There's things happening behind the scenes at the moment in the BSCDA to improve what we're doing as an entity, and things like that will help promote what the meetings at Coventry. If there's going to be a final meeting there, that would be massively backed by everybody. In terms of drivers' consortiums and stuff like that, it is a bit pie in the sky. That's not something we can deal with. At the end of the day, it's a business transaction. That the stadium, we're not in negotiations for any stretch of imagination, and that's not our realm. That's not our forte. That's not what we do. We are just here to try and make sure that there are cars to race, that the cars are obviously safe to race and as affordable as possible to race, so that if Coventry want to run next year, we can guarantee, in the best part of 60 cars for every race that's there, and certainly already a big championship there next year, and I'm sure the F2 guys would do the same. Their world final there would be a massive event, I'm sure, again, as they always do, but drivers from all over the country, all over the UK, all over Europe will come and race that event, and it would be one, the fans wouldn't want to miss.
Oh, exactly. I've already started thinking about it. I mean, when it was decided, and that's a part of me is still thinking Coventry, and I'm thinking, it could be Cowden Beef, could be Stoke, could be Taunton, and personally, it was I've heard on the grapevine, the fixtures haven't come out yet, but you guys are there on the Sunday of that weekend. It's a 3-dayer, and apparently you're going to be there on the Sunday, which potentially I think could be quite good, because there'd be a hell of a lot of shall we say, inebriated Scots there as well, so nursing a hangover. So it'll be like Skegness all over again. But
I mean, there's another example of how much that stadium could do next year. It is a business venture. Look at it as nothing else but a business venture, because unfortunately that's sometimes the world we live in. That if money does talk, let's think about it in that way. The revenue that could be generated next year and for the 2 years after that, if it was to carry on that way, at the moment far out exceed what would need to be spent on the track to get it going again. If I looked at the numbers, I would definitely sit down and say, right, I don't mind putting all that back in if I could, run the meetings and the takings and so on and so forth. So as a business venture, it's still viable. It's just so. I mean, I believe they're talking tonight. I believe there's a meeting as we speak now on this phone. For all we know, Jeremy Heaver and Mr. Sandu and Mick Horton could be signing on the dotted line, and it'll all be rosy again. One thing that does help us is that in the world of public social media and public statements, people are on record as saying that if something happens, there'll be a positive outcome. So at least people can be held accountable, and that's important. You know, we can't let people forget what they've said. They have not promised, but assured us that if something was to happen and a deal was struck, that they would, at their expense, you know, put things back to how it should be. And it's just, you know, it would be such a waste for the track just to sit there, because it's not going to be built on any time soon, to just sit there and be derelict. It would be, you know, a real travesty.
You've only got to look at how long Eton State remained derelict for. I mean, closed in '97. It was only built on in 2011. So
yeah, exactly right.
It's a situation, you know, and Hartlepool's another one which took an age for it to be built on. But I will say this now. You mentioned this here. If the future's not Brandon, where should it be? Should it be a new stadium, or should it be transferred to another one? Because what I am concerned about, and this is one of my big bugbears with Formula One, sadly, is that you don't like to spread your wings too far. Now, I would love you to see in the West Country. I know you've been to Scotland. There was talk of going to Ireland one year. I mean, obviously you're going to Wimbledon to see the old girl off there, but your stadiums are gradually dwindling. When's the next stadium going to come online for you guys? I mean, I don't think you've had a new stadium since the ill-fated chance at Scunthorpe, wasn't it? Was the last big one?
Yeah, that's right. Good question. Don't know the answer. And I'm only speculating that I believe. I don't know. I mean, what should happen? Probably, the first Saturday of the month should go to different tracks. We should maybe use it as an opportunity to have certain meetings on in different places. There's so much to happen before that even gets anywhere near where we need to be. We need to know, whose dates are going to be. In theory, Mr. Sandhu still owns the dates for next year. Again, without trying to preempt things too much, but if Coventry was to close and Mr. Sandhu wanted to carry on with his dates, I think that's a tough sell for him to persuade people to go to one of his dates at not his track. That's a difficult situation to be in. I can only speak for myself, and certainly not on behalf of the BSCD or anybody else, but I would find it difficult to go to a track other than Coventry on the first Saturday of the month, which Mr. Sandhu would be profiting from. I don't see how that could possibly happen. So there's so much to happen. Ultimately, the best option would be that they get their heads together, they sort out what he's doing, excuse me, and get Coventry up and running for at least another year. That is, it can still happen. That's what needs to happen.
Still can happen. Final question, and this could be the hardest one you have to answer tonight. Would you exchange Leicester City's title win for another 2 seasons at Coventry?
Ooh. God, don't know. Let's just get Coventry up and running. I can't change what's happened in the past, can we? So, at the minute, as it stands, I desperately don't want to be the last ever winner at Coventry. I'd quite happily give that up tomorrow, because I really, really don't want that. Well, accolade for want of a better word, but that I really don't want that to be there. So I'd stop that for anything. So let's hope they can get together. I believe they're talking now. Hope, for those listening to this, and I don't know, but hopefully they understand that the motivation of so many people that want the place to carry on, the support it would gain over the next year or 2 or 3 or whatever it is. I can't see, me personally, I can't see ever a new stadium being built. I just can't see how that would happen. But who knows? There's obviously been talk about it, but I would find that difficult to understand how that would happen. So it's really important that we try. Time is of the essence. If it's another month and nothing happens, clearly by then it will be absolutely derelict and certainly then not beyond repair. Hopefully we can get their heads together and sort something out.
Well, time in this situation isn't a great healer, but hopefully, like I say, we will have some kind of resolution coming up going forward. Paul, thank you very much for your time tonight. We'll get you on
no problem.
We'll get you on the proper F1 show soon.
Okay, no problem at all.
No problem. Thanks for calling.
All right.
We'll have some more ads.
Thank you then.
We'll have some more ads, and we'll be back in a moment.
Missed an episode of the FT show? Missed this?
Or
Thanks,
a
Paul.
3-2-1. Perhaps he should have won a dusty din.
Yes, the spirit of Ted Rogers still lives on. 3-2-1. doing the gesture now.
One-on-one? No?
Pistol leaded, we are there for the drivers.
What about some of our race commentaries? You missed that?
Both go out! They both go out! Up Michael Scriven takes it! On the line! Don't worry, you can listen again on Spreaker.com/Stocks Radio, and you can even download and keep them and put them on your MP3 player and listen to them on the way to the track.
Like some people do. Weirdos.
Attention. Our number one fan, Derek, has got his organ out. Want to give opinions on the burning matters of the day? Search on the Book of Faces for Stocks Radio Talking Shop, where you can discuss what's Gordon Moodley's favourite member of JLS, should Buxton hold the Scottish Championship, and what should be the optimum temperature of a Balti pie at Birmingham Wheels. Go to Facebook and get involved in the debate, and we'll read it on the show, if you're good enough. Right, put it away, Derek. That's enough of that.
Missed an episode of the FT show? Missed this?
Or a 3-2-1. Perhaps he should have won a dusty bin.
Yes, the spirit of Ted Rogers still lives on. 3-2-1. I'm doing the gesture now.
One-on-one? No?
Pistol leaded, we are there for the drivers.
What about some of our race commentaries? You missed that?
Both go out! They both go out! Up Michael Scriven takes it! On the line! Don't worry, you can listen again on Spreaker.com/Stocks Radio, and you can even download and keep them and put them on your MP3 player and listen to them on the way to the track.
Like some people do. Weirdos.
Is it true red wine gives you more gear?
Oh, that's so hard. You can't ask me that. That's horrible. This is the F2 show.
Leave your Rottweiler at home, put out your fatty, and no high-vis jacket required. This is the F2 show.
See, it is the F2 show here on Stocks Radio. We've added Formula 1 and Speedway tonight. Yes, I know, we sound a bit like Oval Talk. I'll wash myself, I'll deep cleanse. But if you know, oh my god, that's horrible. It's the new F1 starlet, isn't it? Jacqueline Ellis, Mrs. Fairhurst. There you go. So, there you go. Over 400 of you listening live tonight. Thank you so much. Brilliant. You a bit more excitement here on the old. We have, if you've picked it up halfway, you've missed Pete Lawrence and you've missed Paul Hines on the show tonight. That is available to listen again. You can do that via the iTunes. The iTunes? How old am I? The iTunes. There, go to podcasts. Search for Stocks Radio. Hit subscribe. Every episode of this rubbish goes straight onto your MP3 player. Then there's also where are we? There's also the Spreaker website, Spreaker.com/Stocks Radio, the whole back catalogue. There's several F1 shows as well, which I do with Mr. Bennett. Yes, the Beakmeister himself. Hello, stock car fans. He helped do one at the end of the season last year, and one with myself just before the World Final this year. So the F1 World Final preview was me and Beaks, which was at Coventry Stadium. So moving forward, then Coventry will keep you up to speed with that one. But let's have a little breather and let's move on to something else. Now, Brisca Formula 2 obviously moving into a busy season, and we do now. It was on, then it was off again. Now it's on, it's off again. We're back at the NEC this year, January 12th to 15th, I believe. Which, regarding if I haven't got a first, well, I will have the first birthday party to go to, which is my little boy. He'll be one then. But once that is all sorted, we can then have a look and see what's going to happen there. There is going to be a stand. Mostly Brisca Formula 1 and Speedworth going and doing their thing, but there will be new F2s there. There will be the usual awesome sorts. There will be Mr. Linfield on the stage, probably doing his thing with the Impact Dancers and other things as well. And that should be Very good to see.